Hello, my name is Dr. Alan. I'm a GP from Sheffield. I've made this brief video because there seems to be a lot of confusion for patients that we see around risk categories and shielding questions. So, for example, why are some people who are classed at risk not being asked to shield, and why are some people who are 30 being offered a vaccine for people who are 60, and why are some people now being asked to shield when they previously weren't. So it's all a difficult area, but hopefully this will give you a little bit of clarity. Okay, so the first is to say about the shielding category. The shielding category, these are people who are classed as clinically extremely vulnerable, and that's the shielding group. Now, initially last year, these were people primarily with individual conditions that made them to be very high risk. So this is people with active cancer, or severe asthma or COPD. There's a full list which I'll include in a link at the end, and all these people received a letter last year and they were asked to stay at home. Even if they normally go to work, they were asked to stay at home. Now, that list has been updated on the 16th of February because as we've learned about which people tend to become very unwell if they get COVID, it's not just to do with single conditions, it's often to do with multiple aspects or factors of individuals. So this might be underlying health conditions, but it might also include ethnicity, age, weight, and social deprivation. And we're now able to put all those things together and find out that there are some new people who are clinically extremely vulnerable, and those people have been sent a letter by the NHS now asking them to shield, and they should shield at least until the 31st of March, or at least until we hear anything more. Now, the second group that is sometimes confused with the shielding group, or the extremely clinically vulnerable, is a separate group who are classed as at risk, or the other term is used as having underlying health conditions. Now, these are the people who typically come for a flu jab each year. So this might be people who have diabetes or asthma, or who are severely obese. Now, that is classed as having a BMI over 40, and I'll leave a BMI calculator at the end of this video, but for an average person it might be over 16 stone, but it also depends on your height, so you need to work it out for yourself. Now, it's these two categories of extremely clinically vulnerable and the at-risk people who might affect the priority order of getting the COVID jab. So I want to explain a bit about this priority order, and so hopefully you can see that on this diagram here. So you can see that primarily age is the most common reason for being prioritised, because we know that the older people are, the more at risk they are, and that's why we've prioritised older people. But there are a few exceptions. So that includes the staff and residents of care homes and frontline health and social care workers. But here you'll also see on priority 4 the clinically extremely vulnerable group who are shielding, and also you should see priority 6, you'll see the people who are in the at-risk group. Now, as of a few days ago, priority 6 now includes anybody who is the main carer for an elderly or disabled person where they depend on you for their welfare. So that's now classed as priority 6. So where are we up to now? So if there's anybody in priority groups 1 to 4, it's not too late to come forward. Use the link at the end or call 119 to help to arrange for your COVID vaccination. Now, from the 15th of February, people in priority group 5 and 6 will start to be offered the COVID jab. Also, anyone who has newly been asked to shield, so this is the people we talked about earlier, where we've worked out that there's some new people that are at risk, who are newly identified as being needing to shield. Those people also will be contacted by the GP or by letter. Now, this is the biggest vaccination programme the NHS has ever undertaken. and these are the largest groups to vaccinate so far, and it will take time to contact everybody. So in the meantime, we're asking people not to contact their GP to inquire about the vaccine, and to expect that the NHS will contact you when you're eligible and when we have a supply of the vaccinations. You will need 2 doses of the vaccine to get the best protection from the virus, and we expect the second dose will be given around 11 to 12 weeks after your first dose. The vaccine is only available from the NHS and is free of charge. The NHS will never ask you for your bank details or ask for you to pay for the vaccine. I've included a few helpful links at the end for any more information. I hope this has been helpful.